This is Matchday Live with NordVPN, a return to Elland Road this evening as the team look for another high-profile scalp on home soil. The Chief, Lucas Radebe, is in the studio alongside Michael Bridges for all the build-up ahead of full match commentary. It's another huge match ahead. It's Leeds United taking on Manchester City. It's live on LUTV. Here we go then, building up to a huge 5:30 kickoff at Elland Road, where it's light outside, but those floodlights will be on very shortly, and we know what this place is like under the lights. It's going to be a good game. Michael Bridges, and like I say, Lucas Radebe, the Chief's in the studio with us as well. Bridgie, great to see you, but I'm going to come to the Chief first.
Absolutely, priorities.
There's a pecking order here, Bridgie. Great to have you back here. The last time you were here was for the week where we played Chelsea and then Liverpool. That was a pretty good week. Hopefully we can follow it up for you.
Absolutely. I think it was very exciting as well, because I think there was a lot going on, especially in terms of the manager, because then very important games with Leeds, there was a lot of speculation that he might leave and so, but we pulled up very nicely. I mean, we got some great result and we had a great run. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, of course, that game came off the back of the Manchester City game away, and we'll talk about that as well. But Bridgie, great to have you here with us as well. Lovely moment, by the way. Just before we went live there, Bridgie just turned around to the Chief and said, "Best captain I ever had."
Best captain I've, and I don't mind saying that in front of him. He's a great man. I learned a lot from this guy on and off the field, so I'm forever grateful.
We're going to maybe take a little trip down memory lane shortly, but before we do, let's just talk about the present, the here and now, because this is a huge game coming up, and you know, the way Leeds have been playing and how difficult they've been to beat and the run that they're on. Why can't we go and get something tonight, Bridgie? Absolutely.
I mean, you talk about being under floodlights. They're not on as yet, but I think we are unbeaten under the floodlights, especially under Daniel Farke in his reign. So I was like ringing the ground staff saying, get the floodlights on every game, doesn't matter when we are playing, because it's been so good. We've experienced the atmosphere at this ground under floodlights. Me and Lucas know exactly what it's about. We know what the players are going to be going through walking into the ground. The fans play a major part at Elland Road, and that was about the players breathe off the fans with their enthusiasm, and obviously the players in reaction gets the fans back on board at certain moments of the game. So yeah, it's a big occasion. And going back to that Manchester City game away from home, the second half performance when Daniel Farke and the team changed system, that has almost kick-started our season, because Daniel Farke went against all of his beliefs and his DNA of coaching. He changed it. You can only tell when the substitutes were going to happen. He has completely changed, and I think from then on, with this new system that we've adapted, shown that he's a versatile manager as well now. Everybody's reaped the benefits from it.
Yeah. Look, just looking at these pictures, the current squad coming in must really bring back memories for you of doing something similar, you know, back in the day, coming in here to Elland Road and the thrill that must have been as a player for this great club and a captain for this great club.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it is moments that you're proud and you're looking forward to. The atmosphere, the build-up. Where when you're walking, into the dressing room, it's the quality, of the players that were in there. And the great thing is that we always know, especially in big games, that we know who's capable of what, especially up front, and we know how much we need to win these games actually, and for us this is a fortress. You come to Elland Road, we're gonna make it hard, but again we want to play everybody in here and leave everything on the field of play, and that's how we were. The attitude of the players, absolutely amazing.
He led by example when he was our captain. It was a very young squad. There was yourself, Nigel Martin, David Batty, our senior players. Jason Wilcox came along. So for them senior players to adapt and embrace a younger team, to accept our roles and responsibilities in that, and what we learned from the senior players was incredible, especially in the training, because he trained like he played. And that is one thing that I learned. I used to sometimes be a little bit casual training, tried some tricks and flicks, And he would go through the back of you and say, Bridgie, you don't do this in a game, don't do it here, my friend. So when he gets off the bus and you see the players coming in, as soon as the Chief stood up and followed the manager, David O'Leary and Eddie Greyoff, we got up and followed the Chief.
Team news, by the way, is an unchanged team from the game against Aston Villa. The big team news for the opponents is no Erling Haaland. We're going to come back to that in just a moment with the team news, but you just mentioned captaincy there and the role that you had. Do you see those qualities in Ethan Ampadu as well? We'll hear from him very shortly. Those qualities of leading by example on the pitch and having to sometimes get everyone setting the tone and making sure that the pace is as it should be.
Yeah, a better player as well. Ampadu on the ball.
In their own right.
But I think you could see. I think his role since he changed, because the great thing is that I saw him playing as a centre back. Yeah. I mean, absolutely great attitude, and it's always a winner. And once he got into that position in the middle of the park, I mean, the vision, the way he led. I mean, everybody, follows him, and it's absolutely brilliant because you can see he wears his heart on his sleeve. Yeah. He works hard, and he makes sure that everybody as well works hard because he's that kind of a captain. For me, I was very quiet and Bridget, but I was
about to say that the very similarities, characteristics, easy for me to say, between Lucas and Ethan. They're not shouters and ballers as captains. They're leaders by examples on and off the field, the way like he was talking about there. There's different. I've had shouters and ballers as captains in the past where it's worked, but these two are very, very similar characteristics, the way they lead. Yeah,
well, like I say, it's an unchanged team from that team at Villa Park. So Carl Darlow in goal, a back five from right to left. Bogle, James Justin keeps his place there. Jakobiel's on the bench. Joe Rodon, Pascal Struijk and Gabby Goodmanson. Midfields, Ethan Ampadu, captain. Anton Stack, we'll come on to that goal in just a moment. Ilya Gruev and Brendan Arrington, who'll probably, as we've seen, sort of go in support of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So no changes, Bridgie, from that team that got that 1-1 draw last week.
Yeah, and why not? Because, consistency, getting the players to know their roles and responsibilities, and the performance, like you say, justifies. And I think that's what the competition for places is healthy at this football club I talk about. Everybody that gets the opportunity, I don't see any sulkers that come on and go, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to, they feel like they're on the outer. I think we've got a really good, healthy squad mentality. And what I like about this, you get to go again with the same. The less changes, I think, when you've got enough time to between games is good. When it's a short turnaround, sometimes I question that because of the fatigue levels, but we've had a good turnaround. So I'm excited. And there's a one-man, like you say, Stack. Oh, set plays, man. Oh,
we will have the Stack Appreciation Society coming up. Don't worry about that. That is on the way for you.
I adore him.
Before we get to that, let's just talk about that main piece of Manchester City news, which is that Erling Haaland, which makes life easier for him because, he doesn't want to play against his favourite club in the world anyway, Leeds United. But if you're a centre-back for Leeds United today, you're probably quite pleased to see that Erling Haaland isn't going to be playing today. He's not in the squad. We don't really have any much more information about that other than he's not available in the squad today. But as a defender, does that give you, our centre-backs, a bit of a boost? I know they have riches of talent, so we're not pretending they don't, but not to have Erling Haaland, who is the top scorer in the Premier League, playing today must be a bit of a boost. Yeah,
I think, to be honest, I think we know Haaland, what he's capable of. I mean, it's very difficult centre forward, to get hold of, and he scores great goals. I mean, we were talking a bit earlier on, he might be quiet in some instances and then all of a sudden, bang. Yeah. But that's the kind of player that he is. You can't just leave him or just forget about him. But I think, for us, it's a plus. I think we'll be happy that at least we don't have to struggle with him in the back, especially with the defenders. But this is the game that at least it gives us that chance now, to say, so we can get a result here. But we're knowing the quality of the players that they have. Even Haaland is not there, Semenyo is there. Yeah. So that's always been a threat, but I think it makes things a little bit easier.
Okay. I'm going to use the words of Eric Bakker, who I've just seen in the lounge, one of our colleagues, and obviously his dad, Alfie Haaland, is in the lounge as well. Both said he's bottled it. He didn't want to play against a team he supports. There you go.
I heard he's outside getting some blue, yellow and white paint pot. He's in the Peacock having a pint. That's what I heard. No, unofficial rumours. Right, they're up there having lovely hospitality. You're with us in the studio. Game from our captain, Ethan Ampadu.
Well, Ethan, good to be back at this place. Looking forward to it.
No, definitely. Us as players, it's definitely special playing here in front of our fans at Elland Road.
This one ranks as one of the tougher tests you'll encounter in this season, doesn't it?
No, of course. I think they've shown and they proved, especially over recent times, about how they're one of the best teams in the world and definitely one of the best teams in this league. They're fighting for the title for a reason. But we know it's going to be difficult. We've got to be resolute. We've got to be resilient. And we have full confidence that we can do that. So we know it's going to be another tough night here, but one that we've got confidence in ourselves to do.
Did that second half at City, did that maybe set up a plan potentially for what you do this evening?
They might have changed little things here or there, and we might have changed little things here and there to try and get another good result, or another good performance to get a good result this time. So we'll see what happens tonight.
There you go, Ethan Ampadu. We'll see what happens tonight. We certainly will from 5:30. All the commentary heading your way. The Leeds form since that Manchester City game, of course it was a defeat. We won that second half 2-1 in the end with the change of system. 2 defeats in 16 for any team, including cup games, but for any team, but especially in the Premier League, Lucas, that's a heck of a run to be on.
No, it's a great run. I think that's what you need actually. You know, we need that consistency. I mean, we're like a new team in the Premier League, and everybody doesn't expect that. But I think for us, we set a stall. You know, we want to perform consistently and get the result. I mean, we've done so well. You know, especially over the very important period of time where we don't want to lose a lot, where teams go down. You know, because we know that between December, November, that period, that's when you know that who's going to go down or who's going to stay up. And I think we did absolutely brilliant, yes. Yeah. And we did well, some great results. And he's talking about the manager, you know, after changing that system, which is for us, it was absolutely brilliant, and it seems to be working very well.
Yeah,
and it suits the players as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, Gabby Goodmanson's been doing some of the kind of international interviews this week, and he was talking about that moment in that Manchester City reverse fixture where the system changed, and that. Have you had that before, Bridget, where something kind of just clicks for a squad and it all kind of comes together and you go, this works for us. You find the mould that works for you as a team.
Yeah, I mean, not so much when I was playing in a different system. I was very much a 4-4-2. The game changed towards the back end. Lone strike, and I was always saying to the manager, do you want to change and give me somebody else alongside us so they can do the running now? I'm not as quick as I used to be, I'm getting old. So that was different. I had to adapt my career, the back end of my career, because the game and the system had changed to a 4-3-3. But I was always a 4-4-2. But when I was with this football club at Leeds United and something clicked, I joined a team that had an incredible youth team that won lots. Senior players, international footballers like Lucas, like I mentioned David Batty, we signed Mark Viduka, it clicked. And when it clicked, nobody could touch us. And that's when, not only on the field, but in the dressing room, we had an incredible culture. Anyway, it was amazing.
Yeah, we'll take a look at one of those games in just a moment. Before we do, let's just look back on last weekend, that 1-1 draw against Aston Villa. And I'm going to come to you here for this free kick. We've been talking about this all week. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched this free kick. It's just wild. Let's take a look at this. Anton Stack, of course, fooling everyone. The goalkeeper, the players didn't know he was going to do it. He even puts his 2 arms up in the air, doesn't he, to sort of do that as you do at the signal for where it's going, back post, near post. Lucas, come on.
That's an amazing goal. I mean, for a quality goalkeeper like that to be beaten in the...
That's a World Cup winning goalkeeper.
Yeah, but I think the technique, you know, Stack, you know, hitting that ball. I mean, the pace, you know, and the curl on it. I mean, there was no chance for the goalkeeper there, wasn't it?
It almost gets faster as it goes.
As you see it from this angle, Martinez actually says, if you're good enough, mate, I'm going to show you enough of my goal. Yeah. Are you brave enough to take it on? Yeah. And like you say, he's accepted the challenge. But to execute it in the way that he did, scary. Because I was talking when we were doing the game and you weren't here for that. I was talking about Ian Hart, how we had a special free kick taker. Yes. Harty was special from a closer angle. That was just that's one of the goals this season. I
think the stat from last week, if I remember correctly, is that's 3 from direct free kicks. First time anyone's got to 3 since Ian Hart. I think got 4 in one season. Yeah. I mean, he could, if you're stood watching him about to take a free kick, you're thinking something might happen here. You know, Harty had a heck of a left foot on him, didn't he?
Yeah, dead leg.
The dead leg, yeah.
Dead leg. But he was brilliant because I think we started trusting him.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the free kicks and stuff.
Corners. You loved it when he whipped the corners in.
Yeah. I mean, if it was in McPhail, it was him.
Yeah.
Hart, it was absolutely brilliant. But he had that technique at that time. You know, not that most of us had the technique that he had.
Not like that.
And when he hit that ball, we knew. I think most of the time we knew it's going to end up in the net. It was absolutely great.
Training with him after training to do some shooting practice with him. So I used to love a moving ball, as the strikers do, take a touch, get a finish. He was a dead ball specialist, and he tried to teach me how to do it. I had no idea. I was never a free kick taker. I couldn't do it. It's a special technique and stack. He's got that.
Let's go back then a little bit in time. Will you indulge us for a little bit, guys, if that's all right?
Is it in black and white?
2002, because it was the opening day of the season in 2002. Terry Venables leading us out in terms of managerially. Kevin Keegan from Manchester City, today's opponents, and a really good win. Let's show a little bit of this footage, and you can maybe talk us through your memories of this. Back in 2002, here we go. Slightly grainy footage. Don Matteo there leading out the team. Paul Robinson. Here you come. Danny Mills, I can see in there as well. And talk us through your memories here.
No, I think we were up against good players, and I think one thing for sure, I think with us we've got great players. I think we went there with confidence. I mean, look at Bams, Nicky there. I think for us it was a game that we wanted to win. It in Main Road, wasn't it? It was in Main Road.
Yeah, this is home. This one.
Oh, this is home. That's a home.
Mark Viduka on
Mark
this one.
Viduka and Smith.
He's never passing that, is he?
No chance. I mean, the big man with such quality. You know,
I can't even believe Smithy went with him.
I was going to say he's looking like please. He's like no chance.
Saved his energy. What a striker he was.
No, but he was unbelievable. I think, I know even if he was lazy at training, but we knew that come the game day, you know, he's absolutely brilliant.
And then
Robbie Keane.
Oh yeah, that's a finish.
That is, he had, yeah. I mean, when you look back and you see the quality, Alan Smith, Nick Barmby, Robbie Keane, and Verdukes. No wonder I wasn't on the.
Here we go. Here's Harty. Here we go. From. I mean, look at
Look at that.
Oh. He can hit them, can't
I've just realised why I wasn't playing, because I'm thinking I was either injured, but the quality of the strikers on display there, that's why I couldn't get.
But for absolute clarity, you were injured, Bridget. That's the reason why.
I was.
So they, and I mean, they had some chance in the game as well. Manchester City, looking back at those, but yeah, it was a good start to the season.
Can we replicate that result, please, today? It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
What we're thinking.
It'd be nice.
3-0 would be nice, that's for sure. But some really fantastic players from
that was memorable, wasn't it?
We knew that. It was absolutely memorable.
Okay, let's bring it back to 2026. Back to the future. Okay, we are just over 10 minutes away from kick-off, so let's get the thoughts of our commentary team. Who'll bring you all the action from 5:30. Brynlaw and Tony DeRigo.
Well, here we are at pitch side. It has stopped raining. Good news. We're looking forward to a really big game under the lights here at Elland Road, aren't we? Manchester City, we know, heck of a force, but what about the Leeds team that's going to come up against them this evening?
It's unchanged. So I think after a very good performance last time out, the boys have been asked to go out there and do exactly the same. What we've seen, I think, is some confidence throughout the side. As the games have progressed, there's a belief, there's a confidence amongst the squad. And now you've got to play really well when you get your opportunity to stay in the team. And so now what you're seeing is a team that played at Villa, performed really well, they go again.
Second half against Manchester City has so far proved to be a significant 45 plus minutes of football for Leeds, hasn't it? Will we see that again reflected, perhaps, we hope, this evening?
It's going to be difficult. I think we need to get everything right. We need to be perfect, no mistakes, and we can play at our highest level. We might have a chance. So let's be honest, this is Manchester City. The players they've got at their disposal is incredible. They could put two teams out and you wouldn't quite know which one would be the stronger. They can make changes. The 5 changes they could make in the second half could really affect the game. So we've got all that to contend against. However, what we have got is this Elland Road crowd and support and the belief, as I said, that we can give everyone a good game.
And we look at the City starting 11, loads of great players, but no Erling Haaland.
Exactly.
Leeds lad didn't want to play here, did he?
No, because I think underneath his blue shirt he had a white shirt on, and they said, Erling, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Yeah, okay, that's a bonus, but then I look at who else is playing, and it's not really a bonus because they have that Semenyo now, their big signing in January. They got Gahey as well, so they're one of the best centre halves, one of the best wingers. They brought them in to add to what they've already got. So it's going to be tough. We need to be resilient. We need to suffer. We've done that a few times, haven't we, in previous games? We're getting good at that, but at the same time, put them under a bit of pressure and go forward at the right time, ask a few questions, and you just don't know.
You never know. Looking forward to another big game here at Elland Road.
Yeah, you never know. Well, we will do by about 7:30 tonight, which way this one is going to go. Less than 10 minutes now until kick-off. Daniel Farke, interesting, his comments this week, talking about the quality of Manchester City, called Pep the best manager in the world. I think his quote was, every single part of Leeds today is going to have to be exceptional to get something from this game. Bridgie, is that a fair way of looking at it? We're going to have to be 8, 9s out of 10s across the board, aren't we, really? And hope that maybe Man City aren't.
Absolutely, and not only the starting 11, the players that come on as well have got to be top of the game, because you see the quality on both benches. But Manchester City, even without Haaland, it's a scary, formidable lineup. You've got Ballon d'Or winners, you've got World Cups in there, and so it's going to be interesting to see. But we have got to be on our game. I think the best thing Daniel Farke said all week, I think I'd heard that Pep had said the players having a few days off, they're going to be having pina coladas and some other form of cocktails, and Daniel Farke said that's the difference, because at Elland Road we drink pints and we're up for the fight. So fair play.
We're on the beers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else he said, which was quite interesting, and I kind of got what he was saying. He was like, it's not just the players, it's everyone down to the person who's flipping burgers outside, giving the programmes out. I think the sense he was trying to get is that it's the players go out and do the business, but the impact that everyone else associated, everyone who's packed into this ground tonight can have on players, that does make a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think yes, it does, and it's always been like that. We come into Leeds, become part and parcel of the club. Whether you're a groundsman, whether you work in McDonald's, but that's the Leeds cloth, which is brilliant. But again, I think we know how important it is. When teams like this come to Elland Road, and the fans out there, they'll make it difficult, especially you were talking under the we need a bit of rain, actually. I thought it was going to rain. We'd have done with a bit of rain, but I think we've got the quality. We start to believe now that we can still beat teams like
especially at home.
Yeah, especially at home. I mean, it's a great chance. I mean, I know, there's a differences where we are in the league, and we know how important it is now, to get the points into this time in order to stay, in the Premier League, and looking at the other results as well.
Yeah.
So today's game is very, very important.
I've got to say, only someone who hasn't been in Leeds for 2.5 months would be asking for a bit of rain, because it's all we've had, mate. It's literally all. No one else is asking for rain.
I've seen the sunshine once in 2 months.
Bridget, let me just come to you. The other results today: West Ham have lost today. Yeah. Burnley have lost today. Forest have got their game coming up. Spurs have got their game coming up. But it does just give that boost that we know, let's say, even if we did lose tonight, not speaking negatively, but the gap would still be the same. Does that give a little bit of freedom to the players to say, well, anything now is a bonus?
Well, I'm hoping that the players have stayed away from the results, because that can change your mindset going into it. Say it's like having a comfort blanket. You've kind of got a get out of jail free card. Stay away from that. The fans, we know it. Let's hope we can pick anything up. So basically, anything today is a huge bonus. 1 point or 3 points. Let's hope the players stay focused and get the job done.
Yeah, it's getting loud and busy out there, as you'd expect. The players will be out shortly. Lucas, how do we contain a Man City team like that? For a lot of these games, Daniel Farke was talking about staying in the game for as long as you can, shorten the game and see if you can get something out of it. Is that the game plan? How do they go about keeping quiet a front five like they've got, which is really good? And Semenyu's already done some damage here this season for Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think I've seen even before, even in away game, once we get into them, get into their faces, don't give them space, don't give them that kind of respect. I think that's how we can contain a team like that. I know they're good runners. They've got great players, as Bridges said, World Cup winners and stuff. Yeah. But we believe as well that we've got players that can compete, that can run. Because I think when we're in that field of play, the energy that we put in there in those players, week in, week out, I think we can do that again today.
Yeah, we hope so, because they're a team that are starting to purr a little bit, aren't they? With Arsenal very much in their sights now.
Yeah, they are, and you can't give luxury players, quality players, time on the ball. There's one thing I learned from Eddie Gray. He said, when you're on the ball bridge and you've got space around you, I love watching you see things. He said, what don't you like? And I said, when a player is so tight to me, close me down, I get the blinkers on, and what's that? That's high pressing. So whenever we've high pressed against teams, and we've done very well from it, you can't show these players in respect on the ball. So, like Lucas says, at home, in their faces, win the ball high, and see what happens game on.
Yeah, see what happens. It's going to be a good one tonight, isn't it? Because it's starting off light, and it's just going to very quickly, it's going to get dark. Those lights are going to be on. It's going to be in an intense atmosphere, as we also always expect. So a really exciting game in store. Guys, let me just come to you to get some idea of how you think this is going to go. Let's just really find out how optimistic you're feeling right now as the players are lining up in the tunnel, getting ready to come out. Lucas, I'm going to come to you first. Come on.
Yeah,
I want to know how the game's going. I want a scoreline from you. Last time you were here, Chelsea 3, Leeds 3, Chelsea 1. Then it was the Liverpool game. So you're on good form this season when you're in the studio with us.
No, definitely. And I think all the time I watch the club, I mean, they've done well. The attitude has been absolutely great. And I think this is one of the other games as well that I think the players are up for it. You know, and yes, I mean, the scoreline is going to be... To be honest, I would love... No, but now,
I'm just
before the game...
1-1.
Before the game, I'll take a draw.
Yeah.
You know, but if 3 points would be a bonus for us. But I think if we can get something out of this game... I mean, Bridges just raised it.
Is that a fair assessment?
A draw would be a great assessment.
How do you think this is going to go?
I can't see Man City not scoring because of the quality they have, and I can't see City keeping a clean sheet because I've seen them on many occasions this season. Going forward, fantastic, but defensively they've showed frailties and they've showed weaknesses, so I'm going 1-1.
Okay, hopefully so. The players are emerging into the cauldron of Elland Road. It's nearly time for kick-off, and to talk you through all the action, our commentary team here on LUTV of Brynlaw and Tony DeRiga.
It's the Beer Boys against the Cocktail Kids here at Elland Road this evening. Leeds United against Manchester City, and it's absolutely deafening inside the stadium. Big